We haven't had a family trip in a while, so I'd appreciate it if you give us some space.
I'm leaving.
We already gave the key to your husband.
What?
My name is Keiichi Sato. I'm meeting with Noa Itsumi from Tokimeki Realty to discuss a property.
You're going on a trip this weekend, right? That's really thoughtful of you to plan a trip for your wife and her parents.
Oh, it's really nothing. Still, it's been a while since we got away somewhere cooler, so I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds lovely. I hope you have a great time.
Alright, we're here. That's my wife, Kaho, and her parents, Toshimitsu and Tomoko Hiyakawa.
Thanks for getting us here, Keiichi. All right, this is far enough. You can head back now.
Huh? What do you mean?
We haven't had a family-only trip in a while, so we'd appreciate it if you give us some space.
This is the place you found for us, right, Tomoko?
So, I'm not part of their family. I see. I understand. Since I'm leaving, you'll need to arrange a different place to stay.
Excuse me?
I'm not paying for a place I'm not even staying at.
Keiichi, what are you talking about?
Just let Tokimeki Realty know Keiichi won't be staying. We'll handle the reservation ourselves.
I guess that works. Bye, Keiichi.
Bye.
Hi, this is Kaho Sato. I have a reservation for the villa in Kirameki City. My husband won't be staying, so could you change the reservation to just my parents and I? Also, we'd like someone to let us in. Are you Keiichi Sato's wife? Yes. We already gave the key to your husband. Did he not pass it to you?
No, he didn't give it to me.
That property doesn't have a spare key for security reasons, and there's no on-site manager. If the owner of the villa isn't present, we're unable to grant access to the property. I'm very sorry, but we will have to cancel your reservation. Owner? What do you mean? The villa is owned by Keiichi's father. So either his father or Keiichi, who co-manages the property, needs to be present during the stay.
I understand. Then please cancel the reservation. This was supposed to be such a nice trip, and now we don't even have a place to stay. What are we supposed to do?
A few days later.
Excuse me?
I'd like to speak with Miss Itsumi.
Oh, you're Keiichi's family.
We're here about the villa ownership issue. Keiichi, what are you doing here?
I'm here for a business meeting. What's going on?
Our whole trip was ruined because of you.
I don't see how that's my fault.
I apologize for the disruption. I'm Ryuhei, the branch manager here. Let's step into the conference room so we don't disturb the other clients.
I had no idea your dad owned that villa. Why didn't you tell me something that important?
So, if you had known, you would have let me stay that night?
Well, We were left standing outside the villa for quite a while, and people were staring at us.
Miss Itsumi, you could have at least told Keiichi to pass the key on to us. We ended up staying at some cheap nearby hotel. The whole trip was a mess.
I understand that must have been frustrating, but...
Noah did nothing wrong. Don't blame her for your wrongdoing. You're the ones who said you wanted this to be a family-only trip.
Well, what's done is done. We've worked with Tokimeki Realty for years, but this has really damaged my trust. Honestly, I've also been concerned about how slow the follow-up has been after we introduced properties. So we'll be ending our contract.
Wait, so suddenly?
If that's your decision, Mr. Hiyakawa, we understand. We'll proceed with the necessary paperwork. Yes, please proceed.
You're not planning to come back home, are you?
Nah, if I'm not welcome in the first place, why would I?
Fine, then move your stuff out while I'm at work.
Sorry about my in-laws.
We even lost a client over this. I'm really sorry.
This isn't something either of you needs to apologize for. Honestly, I already had some concerns about the Wakudoki contract, so this may be for the best. More importantly, Keiichi, you were about to tell Noah about that new contract. Would you mind if I join in? It sounded like a promising opportunity, and it definitely caught my attention.
Ryuhei changed the subject, probably so I wouldn't feel bad. Yes, my company Days is relatively small, but our strength is revitalizing vacation homes and villas in regional areas. Let me go into a bit more detail.
That makes a lot of sense.
Just as I thought. This sounds very promising. We'd love to move forward with this.
And that's how I ended up partnering with Tokimeki Realty. A few weeks later, at Wakudoki.
I'm glad we were able to lock in a contract with Don Don Realty so quick. At least now we won't have trouble lining up properties to show. Yes, thank you so much.
Good. Now we can keep moving forward with our purchases. Several owners we've worked with have already asked us to take on new properties.
All right, I'll go meet with them right away.
But after some time,
Something feels off. We're doing the same things we did with Tokimeki, but it doesn't feel the same. Off how?
Our role is simply to secure properties from the owners and pass the contracts to the real estate firm. The actual management is handled by them.
Exactly. But with Don Don Realty, the follow-through after the contracts just isn't there. Whenever there are complaints or feedback about properties under our contracts, they just push everything back on us. We never had those kinds of complaints with Tokimeki, did we? Honestly, wasn't Tokimeki the better choice? It's too late to change course now.
We can't just terminate the contract with Don Don Realty and go back to Tokimeki. We'll have to be more direct about our expectations and get them to improve. That'll fall to you and Yuko on the sales side.
All right, we'll handle it. Understood.
around that time at Tokimeki Realty.
I've heard Tokimeki Realty has started handling some excellent rural vacation homes. Is that true? My parents manage several villas in a resort area. Would you be able to take those on as well?
Really? We'd be happy to.
Noah, why don't we introduce Keiji?
I was just thinking the same. Keiichi, we've been able to take on many more vacation properties. Thanks to our partnership with Days, Keiichi Sato's company. Days evaluates the location, assesses the property's value, and determines the best renovation approach. They specialize in transforming these homes into something exceptional.
That sounds excellent. I'd really appreciate an introduction.
Speak of the devil.
Good afternoon.
We were just waiting for you, Keiichi. Before we start, would you mind hearing about Otobe's property? Her parents manage several villas in a resort area.
Of course, I'd love to hear more.
Thank you very much.
We've scheduled a walkthrough of Atobe's villas for tomorrow.
That's great to hear.
Partnering with Days was absolutely the right call. I've been wanting to focus more on rural revitalization for a while. And thanks to you, we're finally able to move forward with it. Some clients are even saying that if it's a rural property, Tokimeki Realty and Days are the team to go with.
More clients are saying they feel confident leaving their properties in your hands.
That really means a lot.
You're not just another real estate guy, Keiji. You take properties and make them livable, functional, and profitable again.
Honestly, partnering with Tokimeki has allowed me to take on a lot of projects I've always wanted to pursue. So it's really a win-win. I'm convinced there are still many incredible properties out there, in rural areas just waiting to be found.
There's something really appealing about how dedicated he is. But with everything going on with his wife...
Work seems to be going well. How are you doing personally?
Huh?
With the Wakudoki contract ending and everything?
I'm in the middle of a divorce right now. I'm alright. Honestly, I've been really enjoying work lately, so I haven't had much time to think about it.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm glad Ryuhei brought it up. But why couldn't I bring myself to ask Keiichi directly?
Sometime later.
Was switching to Don Don Realty really the right move? When we worked with Tokimeki, their team knew how to price for the right clientele and set rental rates based on maintenance costs. They handled all that groundwork for us.
Honestly, things were a lot easier when we worked with Tokimeki. Now they're basically telling us to manage the properties we bring in ourselves. And we're barely managing. Our number of contracts is dropping, and more of our existing clients are pulling their properties from us. Exactly. What are we supposed to do?
Haven't the properties we've been taking on lately started to look a bit cheap?
Now that you mention it, Don Don Realty hasn't really been putting much into improving them.
We've always focused on high-end appeal. Properties with great views are what brought clients in. If we renovate a few of those villas, we should be able to attract more interest.
In that case, what about renovating the villas in Jajan City? We only recently started handling that group of properties. That's perfect.
Let's get the renovation started right away.
So Wakudoki went ahead with the villa renovations, but a few weeks later.
Excuse me? What exactly is going on here? You renovated several of my father's villas in Jajan City, correct?
Yes, that's right.
We upgraded the appearance, so they should be attracting more guests now.
What are you talking about? It's the exact opposite.
What?
Each of those villas served a different purpose. One was meant for quiet stays, one for families, and one for long-term staying. The quiet stay villa is now far too loud, and the family villa is filled with fragile high-end furniture. And the long-term stay villa now has such an impractical layout that it's no longer comfortable to live in. I trusted you understood those differences when you took them on. But your consultation process clearly isn't as thorough as it used to be.
I see. I'm sorry. We rushed things trying to take on as many properties as possible. So that may have been part of the problem.
I'm sorry, but I won't be entrusting Wakudoki with these anymore. I've heard Days is doing excellent work in partnership with Tokimeki Realty, so I'll be going with them.
Days! That's Keiichi's company. They were featured in an article about up-and-coming vacation destinations. It said the villas and vacation homes Days works on quickly end up fully booked. We can't afford to fall behind Keiichi.
If that project succeeds, it'll put our company in the spotlight. We should focus our efforts on that.
Oh, right!
A few weeks later. A full-scale revitalization project for a historic villa area? That's quite a find.
Actually, Miss Nakano, the property manager of the Hatomeki Village Villa area, reached out to us. She said there are many aging villas in Hatomeki Village, and she wants to restore them so the area can attract visitors again.
I see.
She doesn't want to rely on just one company, and would like to compare proposals from several firms. So the plan was for us to give our presentation here at City Hall today.
Well, what a coincidence, Keiichi.
Kaho and you too, Toshimitsu?
Whoever wins, no hard feelings.
Of course. And then the presentations began.
Our strength is visual appeal. We transform properties into visually appealing spaces that can quickly reach full occupancy. We also have data showing this approach attracts tenants, and we can replicate the same concept across multiple properties.
Wakudoki's presentation concluded. Our priority is preserving the character of the villa area and ensuring harmony with the surrounding community. Rather than applying the same renovation to every villa, we adapt each one based on its location and individual character.
What do you mean by adapting each property's character?
First, we define a target guest and concept for each property. After reviewing the materials you provided, I found that no two villas were alike, and each had its own appeal. We preserve each property's original charm while redesigning it, so guests can experience a true sense of escape from everyday life. We also collaborate with local craftspeople to propose a villa plan designed for long-term sustainability and value.
Thank you. We would like to entrust the Hatomeki Village Revitalization Project to Days and Tokimeki Realty.
We did it! Keiichi, we did it!
Thank you very much for choosing us.
I reviewed your proposal, and each villa was planned in a way that fully brought out its unique appeal. It was genuinely exciting to read.
Miss Nakano.
Why them?
Exactly. If you choose us, we can absolutely bring in guests. Will you, though? What? Your proposal was certainly polished and visually appealing, but that was all it was. If every villa looks the same, I question whether guests would feel any reason to come back. Personally, I didn't feel that appeal.
I see.
afterward.
Sounds like you gave a great presentation. I appreciate it.
I'm just glad they understood what I was trying to do.
Keiichi, you looked really confident up there. It was really impressive. Watching all the presentations, I had a feeling they'd choose you.
You're giving me too much credit.
Keiichi, I know you're here.
We need to talk.
What are you three doing here? What's going on? Could you please stop coming here and causing trouble for Tokimeki Realty?
Ever since we switched to Don Don Realty, more and more of our deals have been slipping into the red. And now that word about this presentation has spread, we're about to lose contracts with several owners, maybe even Don Don Realty itself.
We're family, aren't we? Keiichi, you can fix this for us, can't you?
Excuse me?
We now understand how carefully Tokimeki handled our properties. And we'd like to renew our contract with you.
What?
Renew the contract?
You can't be serious.
Huh?
You're only here because this project worked out for me, and now you want in on it? The truth is, the three of you have never really seen me as a person. You've only ever cared about my finances and what I could do for your business. That's always been obvious.
Tokimeki Realty will also have to decline. While we were partnered with Wakudoki, you focused on securing contracts and repeatedly left the actual work to the on-site teams. I'm sure you remember that. I have a responsibility to protect this company and the people here.
In the end, you never really understood Keiichi at all. How seriously he takes his work. And how much he's had to put up with from all of you.
If you had actually paid attention to me, that whole just family situation never would have happened in the first place.
That's...
We still have project details to work out. So please, excuse us. From now on, I want the three of you to leave me alone.
Very well. We'll be leaving.
Not long after that, Wakudoki shut down. Kaho and her parents now live together in a cheap apartment, constantly fighting with each other.
If we hadn't gotten divorced, we might still be living a lot better than this.
We're barely managing to make rent this month.
We can't live on part-time work alone.
Today's meeting was great. I'm already excited thinking about what concept we should go with for the next renovation.
This really feels like your calling.
Keiichi, Noah. We're wrapping up a bit early today, so why don't you two go get dinner?
So, what do you think?
I'd love to.